all right, supposed to be having babies when she 14, 15, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
besides, when Esau say something wrong with it, you think it's wrong with it, man.
Yeah, because when you think about it, their bodies can take it more than the older women. That's why when you do see like these young girls have baby when they 11, 13, 14, 15, after they have the baby,
well, after the period.
After the period come on, if they have a child, when you see her walking down the street, you can't tell she had a baby because her body can take it.
Yeah, these brothers.
She got nutrients to give her.
Yeah, these women like 22. You one baby and it's done, it's over with. They never get their body back.
Just like we read in Ecclesiastes, and that's why if you notice, the children now are more bigger because like you read in Ecclesiastes, when as a woman go older and she bring forth children, the children be weaker because her body can't give the child as much nutrients versus a younger child, a younger one.
Esdras.
Yeah, Esdras, my bad, second Esdras. I can't remember. Yeah, go ahead while he's on.
Make sure you got that Exodus.
Yeah, 115, start 115.
Yeah, hold that. Read more while they keep talking about the women.
All right. The contraceptive known as Depo-Provera, which is given by injection every 3 months, is considered by many doctors as a birth control method of last resort because of problems treating its side effects. However, according to a report published last week, use of the contraceptive by Israeli doctors has risen threefold over the past few years. Figures show that 57% of Depo-Provera users in Israel are Ethiopian.
How many of them?
57%.
Over half, man. And you got Arabs in Israel. You got so-called fake Jews in Israel. You got all nationalities living up in Israel.
Albanians,
yeah,
all types of shit.
But 57% of the users are Ethiopian. Now go and Google what percentage of the population is Ethiopian.
Now listen to this.
I bet you it ain't that big.
Even though the community accounts for less than 2% of the total population.
What I just say, man. See that? I haven't read this article yet, man. That's why we just gonna read the whole thing. I didn't even know that. The Ethiopians make up less than 2% of the total Israeli population, but they make up for 57% of the people that's getting this birth control or whatever. What's it called?
Depo-Provera.
Yeah, Depo-Provera. Read on, huh?
Right. About 90,000 Ethiopians have been brought to Israel under the law of return since the 1980s. But their Jewishness has subsequently been questioned.
Jewishness. They saying that they can't even almost be Jewish. They're not even Jew-like.
They're Jewishness.
Their Jewishness has subsequently been questioned by some rabbis and is doubted by many ordinary Israelis. Ethiopians are reported to face widespread discrimination in jobs, housing, and education, and it recently emerged that their blood donations were routinely discarded. Sound like America?
Yep.
This is about reducing the number of births in a community that is black and mostly poor, said Hevda Ayal. Right here. Hedva Ayal. Look like. Oh.
Go ahead.
The author of the report by Woman to Woman, a feminist organization based in Haifa, in northern Israel. The unspoken policy is that only children who are white and Ashkenazi,
AKA German,
are wanted in Israel.
Only children that are Ashkenazi German, which is German, are wanted in Israel.
Who are white or Ashkenazi.
Yo, fake Jew.
Now go ahead.
Everyday basic fake Jew.
Bring that Exodus 1.
Exodus 1 and, sorry, 15?
Yeah.
Exodus 1 and 15.
Go ahead.
And the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives, of which the name of one was Sapphira, and the name of the other was Pa.
Go ahead.
And he said, when ye do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew women, and see them upon the stool, if it be a son, then ye shall kill him. But if it be a daughter...
Oh, that's another thing. Start that verse back over, but you're supposed to have your baby standing up on that stool. That's what they talking about. Not laid back on the bed.
And on drugs and shit.
Yeah.
I forget it. What's the name of that shit? Epidural.
Yeah, well, they drug the woman.
And I said, if you ever seen that shit, it look more painful than having a baby. Cause what they do is the doctor come in, the woman be like, oh, I want the drugs and shit. The doctor come in, they tell you to sit up. You already fucked up. Then you sit up, and then like you take this long ass needle with a string on the end of it, and you poke you in your spine in the back. You poke the woman in the back and the spine, and if she got to stay perfectly still, because if she moves just a little bit, she gonna be paralyzed for life.
And then
But
sometimes,
all that shit just so you a little bit of baby pain, man.
yeah, good baby. And then, like you said, you already doped up anyway. You and the
Yeah.
baby already doped up anyway. Then, if they put the epidural in your back and he mess up, he had to redo it again and keep doing it. So he steady beating on your back with this needle, and just to numb you up because you can't take the pain.
But then you gonna get it days later anyway.
yeah.
This is Genesis 3:16. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee.
And you know what? That's why most women don't even
Want to have baby.
That's why they don't want to have baby. That's why they act the way they act.
Especially Judites.
Yeah.
And 10 tribes, man. We be talking about Judites like it's some kind of difference.
Yeah, all Israel. But that's why they don't understand, or that's why they act the way they act, because the Lord put that curse on them, so they'll
They know that pain coming.
Yeah, so they know that pain coming for what they did in the garden. But since they don't even understand that pain, or they don't even have that pain no more, they don't even care about going on.
Yeah, and that was Genesis 3 after so-called, Eve ate from the tree,
Yeah,
Adam
the
ate
curse.
too. That was one of the curses put on her. But go ahead and this is how Pharaoh told the midwives to deal with our women. The same thing going over here. They're using the same tactics over there in Israel. Go ahead.
Start back up to 16. And he said, when ye do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew women, and see them upon the stools, if it be a son, then he shall kill him. But if it be a daughter, then she shall live. But the midwife feared the Most High, and did not as the king of Egypt commanded them.
Right, because they know the son's going to come up strong, powerful warriors like Moses, all right, like Aaron, Joshua, and pretty much take over like we always do.
Yeah.
But they know the women, you can just marry them to Egyptian men and
Yeah,
that's
because,
it.
Because anytime a nation took over another nation, you killed off the men, took the women. Why? Because you can breed that nation out through the women.
Exactly.
And matter of fact, this is an example showing you that in all nations and people around the world know this. Doing this little historical fact, during World War II, reason why Hitler attacked when he did or whatever, because at a particular time, it was being more German boys being born than French boys, and all of, and they knew that. Yeah. That's why they attacked when they attacked and did what they did.
Because they can repopulate.
Yeah, just a little, and plus it was more men. They had more men to fight. Just a little historical fact, you know what I'm saying? You go look it up.
Yeah. Because you need, in order to really get deep into understanding why the world runs the way it runs, you have to know some history. If you don't know the history, then you really don't know nothing.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't know where they say it's impossible for you to know where you're going if you don't know where you've been.
Yep.
This is Joel 8:8. For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of thy fathers. For we are but of yesterday and know nothing, because our days upon earth are a shadow.
Oh,
Exactly.
But I'm bringing this. This is what we were talking about, the young women having baby versus the old women. This is 2 Esdras 5:51. And he answered me and said, ask a woman that beareth children, and she shall tell thee. Say unto her, wherefore are not they whom thou hast now brought forth like those that were before, but less of stature? And she shall answer thee, they that be born in the strength of youth are of one fashion, and they that are born in the time of age, when the womb faileth, are otherwise.
See that?
See that?
And if they otherwise, if the first one's of strength and they otherwise, what's otherwise? Weak.
Weak.
What's otherwise than of strength? Weak.
Yep.
So you having babies when you 40 or whatever, your child's gonna be prone to be more unhealthy, all right, more obese, more less active, more lazy. They might sleep more.
But
All right.
But you know what?
Vitamins.
Exactly. Need
Medicine,
more.
all
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
But see, that's why they pushing this thing out to our women about being an independent woman. Wait until you get older, go to school.
Don't have sex till you get married.
Yeah, get your career. Wait till you like 30-something before you have a baby, so that our children can come out more weaker, so they can keep us under control.
Is that it on
And
there?
also, if you go to like your little neighborhood, like
Go back to exit.
go to your neighborhood grocery store, they got something on the shelves called
finish
the
that.
next morning. This is like the next morning, wake up in the morning or something. It's just like it's a